Live?
Richard Ellsworth. We've got a couple of sections. You're going to get a really big section this week, and we're all going to join in because I think what's going on right now needs to be addressed. So whether you're an adult listening to this show or a teen, everybody here knows teens, whoever's listening. And I think this information is going to be super, super important with how they've constructed our educational system moving forward, meaning that there's going to be a lot of online classes. Okay, so that being said, I don't think physically we have actually wrapped our brain around how you're going to be able to sit down a 10-year-old for 80 minutes. But that being said, let's give some tools. We got Sloan here, work on meditation, breathing. We've got Christine, who's an educator, Waldorf school teacher, taught all over the world. And of course, Dominique's got 5 kids, so there you go. She knows how to teach, okay? She birthed half of them on a couch, so she's got the whole, she just went all natural, okay? All right, so Richard, what do we say?
All right. Well, I think, when we're dealing with the issue of sitting for long periods of time, the most important thing, a lot of people would argue, is posture. I would argue that it's vision. And the fact is that we're staring at screens for a really long period of time. Most of them do not have blue blockers on them. So we're getting a lot of blue light and focusing on one thing specifically for an extended period of time, and that light throws off our entire circadian rhythm. It throws off sleep. It throws off the release and promotion of various chemicals that are going on throughout our body that are performing functions that we need to survive, to be able to eat our food, to be able to detox properly. So vision is hugely important, and even though it looks kind of ridiculous, I really recommend blue blocking glasses, which for those of you who can see me, I'll put them on. They look kind of ridiculous, but they filter out. They have an orange reddish film over the lens, and it allows it to filter out blue light, which is extraordinarily important.
Sexy! Richard, sexy!
Oh, I thank you. Yeah, they can be stylish. You can get more stylish ones than these for sure. But so there are also electronic devices can have a setting on them where you can put on a blue light filter. And if you can do that, that is also great. Now, first thing in the morning, it's okay to be getting blue light. It's actually good. It wakes us up. But once we start to get past noon and the sun starts to move from its highest position in the sky, it's a good time to start thinking about wearing those glasses or putting that filter on. Other things for vision, there are some really great supplements. Zeaxanthin is one. Lutein is another. Bilberry is also another. These are really great for supporting our eye health. And from a food perspective, even though a lot of people say it's an old wives' tale, actually eating carrots have vitamin A, which is really helpful. But what they don't tell you is that there are a lot of other things that also have vitamin A, and vitamin A is found primarily in conjunction with beta carotenes, which are things with that orange pigment. So also your sweet potatoes, your yellow yams, those things are also important. Winter squashes, those are also really good for vision. Now, when it comes to posture, we have to focus on sitting up from the waist. So that means that the upper half of our body can be completely relaxed. Our shoulders can be slouchy, our arms can be slouchy, totally fine. But what we want to do is sit up from the waist so that our spine actually remains straight. And if our spine starts to get a little bit out of whack, like we start to slouch too much, which is perfectly natural, what we can do is we can take a sock, put 2 tennis balls in it, tie a knot in the sock between the tennis balls, and lie on our back on the ground with our spine centered between the tennis balls and roll back and forth. And over again, what that'll do is that'll slowly start to relax those muscles that attach to the side of the spinous processes, and it will help to align that spine. And that's really important. Another thing is that we want to focus on is reducing our body's physical energy, but increasing mental alertness. And that can also be done through diet. So our B vitamins are vitamins that often if we take them before bed, we can't sleep. So they really give us a lot of physical energy. And when we're sitting in front of a computer, we don't want that. We don't want to be antsy. So we want to focus on having our B vitamins later on in the day, like for dinner. So all of our proteins, our meats, that type of thing we want later in the day. At the start of the day, avoiding eggs, believe it or not, eggs are a good source of B vitamins. If we can avoid those for breakfast and do other things, I like chia and hemp seed porridge is great, fruit is great. These are things that will actually help to calm our system, especially blue and black. So blackberries, blueberries, things like that are also really good to keep us calm.
Nice.
That is so awesome.
We're sucking it all in, Richard, you know, and then all of a sudden, boom. Okay, just like, wow, that's great. I want more.
I dropped a lot at once.
I know you did. I'm back to the blueberries, and I had hard-boiled eggs this morning, so I'm all like, wrong, unbelievable. Dominique.
Well, good on the blueberries. The interesting thing is to mix it up. So what teens need to know is if you're sitting there and you just go, oh my gosh, I can't sit. Think about the food that you ate in the morning and mix it up and try for berries and oatmeal and porridge instead of eggs and see how that affects you. So what you're saying to people is experiment and know that if you're antsy, your body's telling you, I need something else.
Absolutely.
Or do your exercise before you start class. You know,
also
so
great.
that you know, you're gonna burn through that energy. Sloan. You gotta be quick in this, Sloan. When I come to you, baby, you gotta go. I passed you the ball. It was a no-look pass. I was staring at Christine.
Am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Richard Ellsworth, what an amazing resource you are. Covering all the ground. Love it. And you know, I would add to that in terms of, yes, you know, you're dealing with different age groups too, right? An elementary school kid is going to have different needs than a high school kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And more on that. Are we going to a break?
Yeah. Oh, boy, you got the cues down, too. You remember what smushy sign was. Okay, let's take a little break. We've got a lot to talk about after these messages. All right, so if you just joined us, that's okay. We're almost done, but you can pick up the rest of this show on SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube, or our teensportsradio.com. It's awesome.
Was that my cue?
Yes, you did good. And I didn't even have to point at you. I'm like, please don't let me fail. And you don't want me to belt that out. Yeah, so we're talking about what if you just tuned in right this second, what we're trying to share is the shift that's going on right now using technology, having the kids probably for at least the fall term, maybe the spring of next year. And we're trying to help parents because you know, you're not used to having your child in the house. You might have a block system set up. You have to reorganize your life. But take it from a positive. Look at it from, oh wow, this is going to be great. So it really changed the story. Instead of running around, as I always say, the hair on fire and be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know, maybe take a breath, change things around, and have a different approach to it. And I think, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to smile. You want to be happy. We live in the greatest, probably the top 3 places on the planet to live is in Santa Barbara. So we need to share that love. And our experience right now, what we're trying to share to people is give you the tools. And we have Richard Ellsworth in the house. We got Sloan Reality in the house, Christine Marie, Ed Langlow, Dominique Hack, and of course our producer Richard Dugan. And they're all waiting to having a delicious swordfish lunch today. But what we want to do is give you the tools. And so far we're talking about vision. And what else do we have for us, Richard?
Well, so Sloan briefly touched upon how age ranges can affect what we can do here. And the thing is when you're younger, you have more pent-up energy. Everybody knows that. You can see that. And probably the best technique for that is going to be stretching. And it's something you can do in your seat. So teaching your kids how to stretch while they're seated is really great. You can do your arm stretches where you pull your arm across your body, or your tricep stretch where you reach your arm over your shoulder like you're itching your back and grab your elbow and pull it down. You can also just practice slouching, then sitting up straight, then slouching, then sitting up straight, and doing that over and over again, rolling your shoulders back and forth, just shaking out your arms like a swimmer before you dive into the pool. That sort of thing. Your ballistic stretching where you hug yourself and then unhug yourself and then hug yourself over and over again, that sort of thing. Doing neck rolls, that's really important to help those the cervical vertebrae. moving your head around, head circles, that sort of thing. And especially important when you're younger.
What about the chair? See, I've seen those balls kids can sit on. There you go, Sloan.
Yeah.
I think are you on a ball? Or there you go. Right.
Careful there.
Absolutely.
Exactly. There you go.
Absolutely. So
hippity hop. Remember the hippity hop?
Oh yeah.
It's a hippity hop.
We store a lot of our energy in our hips. We have these things called proprioceptor glands, and we store a huge amount of energy in there. So a good way to work that energy out is by exercising your hips and your core. So sitting on one of those balls, or they also have those balls that are sort of like cut in half, and they have a flat platform on the top that you can stand on. So adjusting position. If your son or daughter is taking courses from home, you can have those standing desks.
That's what
if you can get one to just keep shifting the posture.
Yeah, standing desks. That would be that would be a good investment, I think. What I want to see is a Zoom classroom with 20, 25 kids, and I don't even need the audio. I just want the outtakes of the kids, because they're not paying attention to what they're doing. And if you have a bunch of Sloan Realities in the house, oh my God, that's comedy. That is absolute comedy.